Hi Renee, welcome to a safe place.
So this is our making of the video. We want to
talk about our process, I guess.
Make sure that we do a video first up on the number one thing that we hear all the time from
people who struggle with trauma. And I recently finished running a workshop, and the one thing they all said is those feelings of being alone and like you can't express what you're feeling, because people in life, unless they've been through something, generally don't get it, and people don't talk about what they've been through, so you don't know who you can talk to and who you can't. Would that be fair?
Yeah, and we're doing this video in the format of what are the main things we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So what is the most common reason why people feel lonely?
Yeah, and because they can't share their story. I think also there's that loneliness, that being alone, feeling alone.
Why are they alone though? Why are people feeling alone?
Because I don't think we give ourselves permission to share our stories. But for me, that's the thing. It always comes back to sharing the story.
Hang on. In the case of a JW, they get excommunicated or disfellowshipped, and so they're straight away physically alone.
Yeah.
So physically they are stuck and alone. So that makes it impossible to just go out to share their story with anyone, because they're cut off from everybody. So step one, you could have physical disconnection.
Yeah, find a way to share that story. I think the online world has enabled that, to be honest. I think there are the physical disconnection, absolutely, but I think there's more emotional, psychological, mental disconnections. I don't know, like that. So for a child that's been sexually abused, you feel shame. You feel shame. You feel like, number one, no one's going to believe you. Number two, if they believe you, will they even care? Because as a child, you don't. Well, when I was growing up, you didn't know whether that was wrong or not. You just know it didn't feel right. So I think there's that shame and secrecy, and I'm assuming that the shame and secrecy. Like, I know when you've shared your story with me, there was a little bit of shame and the secrecy as well. For a long time, you didn't want people to know you'd belonged to the JWs.
I didn't want people to actually know that I'd been kicked out, because I was so ashamed about being kicked out. Because the narrative was that I was that bad.
Yeah.
That I had to get kicked out.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I was ashamed. So, loneliness, because I want to do numbers.
Yeah, you do numbers. So, loneliness because of shame. Loneliness.
Hang on, number one, physical disconnection.
Physical disconnection.
Number one.
Do you think that's where
for JWs, ex-JWs, not for child sex abuse survivors?
Well, sometimes it's physical as well, because even though you're with people, you can't. It's a different physical disconnection.
Like you're removed from everybody you can talk to.
Yeah.
So how do you go about finding a new person? That's hard. So the physical cutoff is the number one loneliness factor. The second loneliness factor is not being able to find easily people that you can tell your story to.
Yes.
So the loneliness
who understand, who you feel safe with.
Okay. So that's why you feel alone. What's another reason? Let's get a 3.
Why we feel alone? The pain, I guess. The pain, the actual pain of the trauma. Physical, mental, psychological, emotional, that pain, deep pain, which results in a whole heap of other issues. Like, do we want to go into those?
Well, let's stick to that main thing of loneliness.
Yeah.
So, what is a takeaway? If we could give people something to walk away straight away after this video, step 1.
The loneliness is temporary, but it requires work to move beyond the loneliness.
Okay, what work? 1, 2, 3. 1.
Okay. Reconnecting in the case of ex-JWs, reconnecting or connecting with people who understand.
So
finding online support groups if you can't find real world ones.
Join hobby groups like art.
Oh yeah.
Learn how to paint.
Yeah.
If you have kids, take your kids to things that you weren't allowed to as a witness. So start doing soccer and start doing swimming lessons and start doing
kids' birthday parties.
Kids' birthday parties. Straight away, you'll make a connection. If you don't have kids,
playgroup.
Yeah, if you don't have kids,
there's that meetup app. I think that's fairly international, isn't it? So you can sign up and join groups.
Your favourite interests. You put your interest in, and then it pops up and says, you know, I like to do origami by the seaside.
And so you find groups that do origami by the seaside.
That's right. So you need to immediately get out there and start finding people.
Rebuild your life is what you're doing.
Yes.
From the ground up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Meetup.com, local hobbies. I think
start a sport. A team sport. Like indoor soccer or indoor netball, something that runs all year round. And I think you find an interest group. So there's like writers groups as well if people are into that. You've got your art groups.
I started going to a local shopping shop and I met somebody there.
Good work.
So you could get a hobby like gardening, like I did.
Oh, I was wondering if that smile was as a result of your husband.
So I took an interest in gardening, and I went to the owner
of the gardening centre. Didn't take an interest. The interest in gardening was feigned.
I didn't.
No, that's true. I'm joking. Triggered you. Sorry, I did not mean to trigger you.
Take that back.
I didn't mean to trigger you. I was being funny.
So
the takeaways are. The takeaways are start rebuilding your life, and yes, it takes a leap of faith and it takes courage, but if you want to move through that temporary loneliness quicker, recreate a life that you want to live, that you want to be part of, that makes leaving something behind worthwhile.
Welcome to a safe place. If you like, subscribe, and please share if you think that this video can help somebody.
Please.
Thank you. Bye.